Hi there, friends. I'll come in here with a quick note to let you know that the first global Product Owner Summit organized by the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is coming soon. To know more, check out the bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. And stick around to the end of the episode to know more. But for now, on to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Success Thursday this week with Kirill Golubev. Hey, Kirill, welcome back.
Hey, Vasco.
So, Kirill, we're talking retrospectives first. We'll talk about success for Scrum Masters in a second, but let's start with the retro. What's your favorite retrospective format and why?
Okay, well, I have many retrospective formats, and it's kind of difficult for me to choose the specific one. I personally, I think there are different formats for retrospective in order to achieve different results, or if you come with a different inputs to the retrospective and you want to get the outcomes, depending on the inputs, you may choose the retrospective format. I like starting to work with the team, which is new to Scrum, Agile, and everything which relates to this common sense thinking, with the hot air balloon or sailboat retrospective, because it can quickly show the team in the user-friendly way that they don't need to study any strong and difficult Agile terms, because they're brand new to the Agile, and you can explain them with the really easy metaphors, how we analyze the problems, the benefits, the changes inside the team. Well, let's take hot air balloon metaphor. Yeah, you show them this hot air balloon and you explain like what brings us down, what are the sandbags for our team in our journey to success, and what brings us upwards. And it helps the team to kind of focus on looking for the problems and for the advantages they're having in their current processes. I strongly support the idea of not giving the teams, once you've just started working with them, some difficult glossary and Agile terms, because, they will feel lost. And I strongly support the idea that if you're a good Scrum Master or Agile coach, you have to be able to explain Agile to your grandmother. How it works.
These days, thank God, we can go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT for some ideas on how to explain Agile as if I'm your grandmother.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try that.
Well, if you're able to do that, you can consider yourself, without using Agile terms, you can consider yourself as a good Agile coach. And her feedback, if she will buy into it and if she will understand that, it's a nice exercise. So I do recommend all of you to kind of try to do this with your grandmother. If she will understand, you're good.
And actually, that's a very important way to practice what I would call these incremental explanation approaches, right? Because we need to explain one concept before we can explain all of the other concepts that depend on that one. So, for example, the concept of a time box is very easy to explain. So we might want to start with something like, we just have a time box. We work for 2 weeks, and then at the end, we check what we get. But of course, to get to a time box in a software team, there's, a whole toolbox of concepts, to use the podcast's name, a whole toolbox of concepts that they will need to understand before they can successfully execute a time box on their own.
Yeah, that's true. Again, you don't need to use difficult terms in order to explain your point of view. Well, the language is rich enough to explain every concept with in the simplest way.
And there's one very good way to get feedback on your practice. Write a blog post, put it out, and ask for feedback. And by the way, that's also a concept from Agile, right? Deliver value, ask for feedback. So there we go. We can learn how to explain Agile easily by trying it ourselves and putting it out as either a series of tweets or LinkedIn posts or a blog post, and then getting feedback from people.
Yeah, that's very true.
So Kirill, that was the retro, but now we dive into the reason why we even run retros, right? It's the successful outcome for our work as Scrum Master. So Kirill, share with us, in your mind, what's the definition of success for Scrum Masters?
Oosh, it's kind of a question. I do remember in my past that there was a hot discussion, like a holy war. How do you measure the outcome of a Scrum Master? How do you measure the value of a Scrum Master? If, well, Scrum Master doesn't write the lines of code or doesn't show the product to the customers, doesn't collect the requirements and stuff. So it's pretty difficult to measure the Scrum Master stuff. So talking about the success of the Scrum Master, I would definitely mention that Scrum Master's success is strongly related and is strongly aligned with the success of the team Scrum Master is working with. So if you try to define yourself as a successful Scrum Master, whilst your team is failing in delivering the outcomes and having constant conflicts inside the team, that's, well, you're considering yourself successful Scrum Master. It is not true.
Yeah, we're disconnected at that point.
Exactly. You're not a part of the team, and you're not considering, you cannot consider yourself successful if your team is failing. So in that case, well, retrospective is a very powerful instrument to help us measure how team is doing, what's going on inside the team, and also come to the kind of solutions in the end and help them implement these solutions. So I refer to retrospective as some kind of indicators, if conducted properly, of course. If you can see that there are some slight signals in the retrospective, for the experienced Scrum Master, it showed that these ideas or these concerns expressed in the retrospective may bring the team, may lead the team to being more successful team. And well, in the end, if the team is becoming more successful, you are becoming the more successful Scrum Master. So I would say my personal advice would be to take to pay a lot of attention to the preparation to the retrospective, and which is the most important thing, to be open-minded and use your emotional intelligence skills to capture every slightest concern expressed in the retrospective. Because as I experienced in my career, even the smallest concern shared by one person in the retrospective may turn into a huge conflict or a huge problem later on, if not treated properly in time.
Yeah, and the Tuesday episode is such a story, so you definitely should listen to that to learn more about what Kirill is sharing. And I totally agree. When it comes to the success of the team, so let's say we look at the success of the team to assess our own success. When it comes to the success of the team, Kirill, what are the things you're looking for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice question. It's actually one of the questions you are asked in the interviews, if the interview is like pretty professional and you are interviewed by Agile coaches. How do you measure the success of a team? This is a question. So the main, I would say, the main measure of success for the team is value delivered to the customer and the happy customer. If we go to the lower level and we talk to the teams, asking, what are your objectives? What are you doing? And how can you consider yourself as a successful team, performing team? Whether it's reaching the same number of story points each sprint, or whether it's creating the shippable increment in the end of the sprint. So for myself, I try to keep it simple for the team. So I normally say that if the sprint goals set for the team on this in the sprint planning are achieved, well, we are probably doing good, which means that we have delivered the shippable increment, we have reached other objectives we have set for us. But if this doesn't happen, it does not necessarily mean always that the team is doing bad. Because if you have failed to reach your sprint goals, it may also mean that you're not planning properly, or maybe you're too ambitious in planning.
Well, yeah, it should be at least a prompt for us to reflect. Why aren't we reaching the sprint goals? And it might be that there's something wrong affecting the team, or it might be that just the goals are unrealistic, and then we need to figure out why are they unrealistic? What's coming between us and the goal, right?
Yeah, exactly. And well, in all the situations, if you realize in the end of the sprint that the sprint goals are not reached, it's an invitation to raise this in the retrospective and analyze what happened and why.
Yeah, exactly. And that itself, discussing why aren't we reaching the sprint goals in the retrospective, is one way for us to align with the success path again.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with us, Kirill.
Thanks for having me, Vasco.
Hi there, Agile friends. Thank you for sticking around. This year's first global summit dedicated to the product owner role in Scrum will have some amazing keynotes and 2 tracks filled with first-hand stories and experiences for product owners to learn more about that critical Scrum role. We'll have Roman Pichler, author and product expert, who will be answering your questions and sharing the most important aspects of the product owner role. We'll also have Colleen Johnson talking about why roadmaps are probably making your life much harder than it needs to be, and what to do instead. This talk was quite a success in Agile Online Summit 2022, and Colleen has learned some new tricks, tools, techniques that she will share with us when it comes to roadmaps for the product owner role. And we will also have Henrik Nyberg, author of Scrum and Kanban from the Trenches, as well as one of the creators of the Spotify model. So come in and listen to his stories. And we'll also have, of course, 2 tracks with many more sessions and even some live sessions. The 2 tracks will cover practices every product owner should know, where we'll be hosting conversations on topics that product owners need to be familiar with, like product backlog refinement, planning, and much more. The second track will be on metrics, measuring product and personal success as a product owner. As product owners, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of what are the metrics that drive success for us, and of course also for the products and businesses that we work with, and we need to continuously measure and optimize those metrics. So in this track, we'll be sharing what's working and what's not in the area of measuring success for product owners. We will also have the opportunity to network with our peers. It's a network event, of course, so get your tickets and join our Slack. Go to bit.ly/product owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. As always, we will have free tickets and VIP tickets, which will give you long-term access to the content of this summit. So check them out at bit.ly/product owner 2023. All lowercase, all one word. I'll see you on the summit floor. Part of a successful Scrum Master job is to help the product owner. Tomorrow we explore that critical role in Scrum, the product owner role. Tune in to learn about product owner anti-patterns, what you can do to help the product owner, and a real-life example of what a great product owner is and what made it so. Tomorrow on our Friday Product Owner episode. See you tomorrow.